Test 1, 2.
If somebody you knew in class go back here. So like, I like this. I dropped it there. And it was also, yeah, and it was also, I was like, at the beginning of that day,
Good morning, everybody. Hope you're all doing okay. I'll give you a bit of introductions about myself first. My name is Paul Bretz. I chair the Northern California Rugby Referee Society. Have done so for the past 5 years. And in my actually paying job, I'm a school principal. So forgive me if this feels like a staff development. So I'm hoping it won't, but we'll see. All right. So my presentation is about referee development in the 21st century, using technology as a means to leverage referee development in all aspects. So what I'd like you to do, this presentation will be given to you. Some of the LRO chairs that we met yesterday have done this. If you're not an LRO chair, don't have this, I'll be sending this information out. Again, this is, for those of you, this is a real easy, free piece of technology that allows me to communicate with my referees. I use this as a coach. It's a text app. I don't know if you work with kids, but if you work with people under the age of 30, they don't use email. Text is a real easy way to push content, to get feedback. So if you want this information, if you want to get the link to this, go ahead and use the number 81010, and you're going to text the phrase at LRO NDS 18. And that'll put you into a group that'll get all this information sent. Now, when you receive a confirmation, it'll say Lady Cavs. My other job is I coach a girls' high school program. I was the founding member of a youth nonprofit that we currently have 300 plus kids that are playing. So you'll receive that. It says Lady Cavs. Don't worry about it. It's still me. It's just that I've got a bunch of these things in different formats. And I'm already receiving notifications that people have joined. So good, it's working. Now, what this app is, it's Remind, and it was primarily developed for teachers to push content. One of the nice things about it is that because it's in this app form, I as a teacher don't see kids' cell phones. I don't see their cell phone numbers. Okay? I see their name as a teacher. I don't know who I'm talking to other than the name. So for confidentiality reasons, it's great for that because I don't need to know the kids' numbers to be able to communicate with them. And it might be a little weird to have getting text messages from a 50-year-old man getting text messages from 15, 16-year-old girls. So it is weird. Sorry. So I try to start off every kind of presentation with good feelings, okay? And have you ever read Start With Why? Okay, Start With Why. Simon Sinek, fantastic presenter. One of the most influential books for me as an educational leader and for me as a coach as I've ever had is watching him and reading his book. So I'm going to do a small clip. Every single person, every single organization on the planet knows what they do 100%. Some know how they do it. When you go with your differentiating value proposition or your proprietary process or your USP, very, very few people or organizations know why they do what they do. And by why, I don't mean to make a profit. The result. It's always a result. By why, I mean what's your purpose? What's your cause? What's your belief? Why does your organization exist? Why do you get out of bed in the morning? Why should anyone care? Well, as a result, the way we think, the way we act, the way we communicate is from the outside in. It's obvious. But the inspired leaders and the inspired organizations, regardless of their size, regardless of their industry, all think, act, and communicate inside out. I use Apple to that's it. If Apple were like everyone else, a marketing message from them might sound like this. We make great computers. They're beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly. Want to buy one? Yeah. And that's how most of us communicate. That's how most marketing is done, that's how most sales is done, and that's how most of us communicate interpersonally. We say what we do, we say how we're different or how we're better, and we expect some sort of behavior or purchase of something like that. Here's our new law firm. We have the best lawyers with the biggest clients. We have, we always perform for our clients, do business with us. Here's our new car. It gets great gas mileage. It has, leather seats. Buy our car. But it's uninspired. Here's how Apple actually communicates. Everything we do, we believe in challenging the status quo. We believe in thinking differently. The way we challenge the status quo is by making our products beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly. We just happen to make great computers. Want to buy one? Totally different, right? You're ready to buy a computer from me. All I did was reverse the order of the information. What it proves to us is that people don't buy what you do, people buy why you do it. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. This explains why every single person in this room is perfectly comfortable buying a computer from Apple. But we're also perfectly comfortable buying an MP3 player from Apple, or a phone from Apple, or a DVR from Apple. But as I said before, Apple's just a computer company. There's nothing that distinguishes them structurally from any of their competitors. Their competitors are all equally qualified to make all of these products. In fact, they tried. A few years ago, Gateway came out with flat-screen TVs. They're eminently qualified to make flat-screen TVs. They've been making flat-screen monitors for years. Nobody bought one. Dell came out with MP3 players and PDAs. And they make great quality products, and they can make perfectly well-designed products. And nobody bought one. In fact, talking about it now, we can't even imagine buying an MP3 player from Dell. Why would you buy an MP3 player from a computer company? But we do it every day. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. When we communicate from the outside in, yes, people can understand vast amounts of complicated information like features and benefits and facts and figures. It just doesn't drive behavior. When we communicate from the inside out, we're talking directly to the part of the brain that controls behavior, and we allow people to rationalize it with the tangible things we say and do. This is where gut decisions come from. Sometimes you can give somebody all the facts and figures, and they say, I know what all the facts and details say, but it just doesn't feel right. Why would we use that verb? It doesn't feel right. But the part of the brain that controls decision-making doesn't control language, and the best we can muster up is, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. Or sometimes you say you're leading with your heart, leading with your soul. Well, I hate to break it to you. Those other body parts controlling your behavior. It's all happening here in your limbic brain, the part of the brain that controls decision-making and not language. But if you
don't know why you do what you do, and people respond to why you do what you do, then how are you going to get people to vote for you or buy something from you, or more importantly, be loyal?
I don't want to do that. This is my why. I love to coach. It's what I'm passionate about. These are my girls. They're family. When I started coaching and teaching, I was 24 years in education. When I got out of the military, I was in a pretty dark place. Rugby saved me, literally. I coach. That's what I'm passionate about. I'm also passionate about referees and developing referees. I teach, I coach. This is a Silicon Valley International Sevens. It's a 15-year-old running touch. Now, this is his first year. I've hooked him for life. That's my job. That's my role as a chair for the society. My job is to create opportunities for kids like that. For the next couple minutes, explain your why. Why are you in here? Why are you passionate about rugby? Talk in your groups, please.
Still of seeing these, like coach cameras before, seeing the young players.
So I'll give you about another minute. Go ahead and finish up your conversations. Test.
Maybe that's actually, maybe the why involves mind changing.
Okay, let's go ahead and move on. So, So Northern California Referee Society, we provide a service. And our service is we provide officials. And part of that role is developing referees. But we, I believe, do things a bit differently. Okay? And that's because we start with that why. We start with why we do what we do. One of the things that we have to do a better job of is recruiting referees. Now, yesterday the LROs met and we had these discussions about recruiting, development, and retention. Okay? So I'm going to kind of frame my discussion around that conversation that the LROs had yesterday. Why do referee societies struggle? And we talk, so with about a minute, talk about why referees struggle to recruit referees, or why societies struggle to recruit referees. Okay, let's go ahead and bring it back, please. So, as I've been chair, I've been collecting all this data. Now, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. Part of the issue with recruiting is that we're selling the wrong thing. We referee, that's what we do, but that's not who we are. That's not who we believe in. So it's a fundamental shift in reflecting on that piece. In 2013, 122 participants took the level 1, 3% return rate. We got 3 referees out of 122. In 2014, 131 participants, 4 referees, 3%. In 2015, 110 participants and 3 referees, 2.7%. This is NorCal. So this is a referee that's taken the level 1 that goes on to referee. Fair enough. So you okay. 2016, 108 participants, 2.7%. And as I talk to referee societies around the country, it's about 3%. That's terrible, okay? We have to do a better job. Now, part of that falls on USA Rugby with giving us communication, but part of it falls on the referee society. As an LRO chair, I can't control what the referee society or what USA Rugby does, but I can control what we do. 2017, 95 participants, 12.6% so far. So what did we do different? What's that? There we go. There's always one in the room. We started David Williamson Scholarship. And the scholarship was founded, basically we wanted to create a bridge between NorCal and NCRRS. NorCal is a youth organization that works with referees and the youth, and we want to transition them. You'll get all of this. I just wanted to kind of give you a synopsis of it. Andrew Stockton was the first recipient. He's an 18-year-old. We sent him to Canada for 6 weeks, fully paid. He did 30 games in 6 weeks, getting paid. We used some of the funds to send referees, young referees. to Oregon. We collected, for the scholarship so far, we've collected a little over 40,000. And that will continue. We're using resources to continue to develop that because we don't want it to go away. The scholarship is solely for youth development. Okay. Publicizing that, we want to get more interest in kids refereeing. All right, now how do I get out of this? Okay, we developed a recruitment. We want to target, and we specifically targeted high school and college. We wanted to target college players. We want to get them at 22, 23. We want to develop them. The problem is they're still playing. So we tied in with all of the Division 1A clubs. We created a proposal to USA Rugby. We want to reduce the cost of the level 1 course. For a lot of the kids, it's prohibitive. So we reduced the cost. We committed, as a society, we committed to having a mentor or coach at every one of those games. So I commit resources to those coaches to get them developed. The referee will referee the A side match. There'll either be a coach there for the B side, or the referee for the A side will coach the referee for the B side. Kickoff tournament. Kickoff tournament, for those of you who don't know, it's a 2-day tournament. We've made it into a 3-day development. Friday is a class on refereeing. It's also a class for referee coaches. 100 teams show up Saturday. 100 different teams show up Sunday. It's all manned by youth kids refereeing the games. Our goal this year is to have all of those kids mentored. We want to pair them into pods of 3 so that you have a referee and 2 ARs. So every one of those games will be officiated by a team of 3. You'll have a coach that's at every one of those games. He provides feedback to everyone. We want to make that level 1 transition personal. That was our goal. That was my goal, to make that personal connection, because it's hard for a referee to go out there alone. We recognize that. It's a little easier when somebody's there to help them. No, let me get back to that. We want to make personal connections. That's why we referee. The organization, we don't provide a service. We provide a service, but that's not who we are. We're a team, and we need to change the mindset of what the referee society looks like. It is a team of people. So the hard part is getting contact, collecting it. We've been using a learning management system for a few years, and we've been able to collect the data. This form, okay, when we get it, we ask the referee coach, the teacher for the L1, to give us that feedback. They either use that Remind app to get us their cell phone number, or they fill out this simple form. Once they fill out that form, we have that communication. We can then reach out to them for that one-to-one contact. The sheet, if it ever comes up, will represent our hot sheet. It's our contact list. Sales, you have hot sheets. Every one of these referees has been reffing less than a year. You got a couple old guys that are out there as well for 3 years, but that's our hot sheet. Lee Bryant is in charge of, she is the RDO for NorCal. Part of her job is to make that contact. Stephen Fenaroli is our recruitment officer. His job is to make that personal contact. His job is to align a coach with a young referee for at least that first couple of matches. If you're not collecting the information as a society, you can't reach and make that contact. For us, it's personal. That's what we do. Again, it might be different, but we believe it's a better way to run it. And again, we talked about the remind. It's a simple way to reach out and make contact with people. The cost, $0. Google is free. The learning management system we use is free. It's all run by Google. I can have 10,000 users in the LMS, all free. And it's free for nonprofits. We actively market our referee courses. And again, it's making that personal contact. So David Pachetti is one of our up-and-coming referees. The guy in the background, he's an 18-year-old, and they're coaching. Show of hands, please. How many of you have read James Kerr's book, Legacy? So Legacy is a book that the writer, James Kerr, was vetted with the New Zealand All Blacks, was vetted with them for 6 months. And it is an absolutely phenomenal book related to business development. It's about creating a culture. Again, I have a poster of the 15 rules of leadership that the All Blacks teach. It just so happens that it aligns with 15 players on a field. Again, phenomenal way to look at rugby, how rugby can develop into a business model. Highly suggest you read it. One of the most influential books for me as a leader, as a school leader, as I've ever read. And it had nothing to do with education. And it had everything to do with developing a culture. If you're a coach, administrator, again, there's lots of takeaways from that book. So one of the things we do, we have to question our practices. If you're not moving forward, you're going backwards. So we always are questioning why we're doing things. Let me go back to your question about the level 1. We never, ever, ever will ever run a level 1 course that's not in conjunction with a tournament. The reason for our success, a lot of that had to do with the fact that we ran our level 1, we ran a few level 1s in conjunction with the 7th tournament. Advise the teams, hey, we're developing these referees. It was a beginning of the season tournament. Coaches were on board with it because a lot of their players were actually taking the level 1 and reffing. First part of the game, referees were out there with the level 1 participants. They were shadowing the referee. So for the first half, they were shadowing, running with him. Referee was blowing the whistle. By the second half of the game, the referee was blowing the whistle. And the candidate was blowing the whistle, making calls. The referee was kind of mentoring him about that time. Second, third games, we gave the referee the choice. Do you want to run on your own, or would you like somebody to mentor? Some took it upon themselves to do it and run on their own. Some were a little bit more reserved, and so we continued to run with them. By the end of the day, every referee, every candidate was running on their own. The role of the educator was simply to provide some feedback after the game, 2-3 minutes worth of feedback. And with 7s, it's a great opportunity because it's quick. You get in, get out, coach, do the next thing. I send out surveys. The referees kind of hate the fact that I'm always sending out surveys, but for me, it collects good data. In preparation for this, I wanted to ask referees what they felt about development. I broke the development into two categories. Development that the referee themselves can do, and development that the society can provide. The survey that we put out was anonymous because I didn't want people to be uncomfortable about making claims. And I'm not going to go over all of it, but I'll just give you a synopsis. 42 participants participated in it, rating of 4 or 5. We're happy with the referee coaching skills, and they were motivated. We push referee development plans once a year. Sorry, that's the wrong one. One of the questions that I posed was, do you write in a journal, a reflective journal? 23% write in a journal. This is something that a referee can control. It's about writing it. What was interesting is the fact that 52%, 52% said no. How can you not, if you're self-reflective, if you want to develop your craft, how can you not reflect on it? For me, it gives me pause to say, okay, what can I do about this? I need to increase the self-reflectiveness of referees. So it's going to cost me $200 to buy nice leather-bound writing journals for the referees to write in. We will do a presentation on what to write and how to write it, about writing SMART goals, about developing goals, about being self-reflective. Easy fix. Referee development plan. We had 21% actually developed a plan. 52% that said no. Now, development plans are great if you're up and coming, but if you're just that referee that just wants to go out and ref a good game and stay there, that's okay. I got 23% though that say they'd be interested in doing it if they knew about it. Easy fix for me. Show them how to do a development plan. We have a tool that creates a development plan for the referees. All they do is go online. It's a Google form. It's pushed to them. They fill it out. We collect some data on their self-perceptions, and then they do a SWOT analysis, so that they're looking at, you know, their what are their strengths, what are their weaknesses, what are their opportunities, what are their threats. Okay, that will go into their development plan. We ask referees if they develop SMART goals prior to a match. As a teacher, I want to make sure that my teachers are writing SMART goals. As a coach of a player, I want my players to know, to have goals for themselves so that they focus on a tangible thing during the course of their game. I want the same thing for my referees. I want them to cognitively think about moving away from tackle when it's cold. Okay, great. 38% said they did it. 47% said they didn't. 13% said that they'd like to know more about it. Again, that's an easy fix for me. I need to change. I need to do some training on the 47% to get them to do it. Again, it's about developing. Yeah. Specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time specific. Now I changed it to SMAT because we talk about triggers for referees, and a trigger would be if a tackle is not contestable, or it's been won, the ball has been won. I don't want the referee to stay there because they're going to be late for the next tackle. I want them to move to a better position. So a trigger would be a call, some sort of signal, and it can come from an AR, it can come from themselves. When I'm working with a referee and we're working on moving away from tackle, I want that referee to recognize when that tackle has gone cold, meaning it's no longer contested. The trigger is cold. I want to hear them say cold. That trigger will initiate them to move to a better position, away from that tackle and get into a better position. So this comes from, again, as a school principal, I want my teachers to ask better questions. Okay. So on the y-axis, you're talking about Bloom's taxonomy. You go from knowledge and awareness at 1 to being able to evaluate on level 6. On the x-axis, you're talking about knowledge and being able to apply it to a real-world setting. It's no different from a referee, but from a referee coach, the referee coach needs to learn to ask better questions. So this aligns perfectly well with your developing referee. You got your beginning referee in quadrant A that just knows the who, what, where. Your C1 referee, okay, they know the law, but they don't quite know how to apply it. Going up, you've got your B panel referees in that C quadrant that are assimilating the information. And finally, you've got your national, international referees that are taking that knowledge and creating an environment. We describe our referees as orchestra leaders. We want to create a symphony. In order to do that, both the referee and the referee coach need to learn to develop better questions. So it's a simple one-page document that's question stems. We go from your basic knowledge and information in that quadrant A, all the way up to your predicting, designing, and creating to that level 4. For my referee coaches, it's a one-page document that they can look at, reflect on. Prior to a match, what kind of questions am I going to ask? Where is this referee in developing? They develop a couple of questions and they pose the questions to the referee after the match for reflection. That's what referee coaching is. I don't tell the referee that he did a good job. I look at the data and I ask questions based on what the data has produced. One of the things that I'm passionate about is technology in a classroom. So I've taken that idea and put it into referee development. Every one of my referees has access to this online class. Again, this is all free technology. I'll show you a couple of things on this. This is how I push the content. And I'm not the only one. We've got Lee who's got access to this. We've got John Pullman, who's our referee development officer that pushes the content. Lee Johnson is in charge of our referee coaching. And he is also pushing the content, working with the referee coaches. We're talking about the referee development plan. That's the link there. One of the things that is hard for me is that I want referees to engage with it, but I can't force them to do it. It can't be forced. So it's there. They can use it. They can choose not to use it. Zachary Nicholas is a first-year referee. We videoed him. He's the only one that can see this, him and myself. It's a video link. Basically, what I've done is we recorded it. I can hear him Now I'm using a system called Solo Shot. Solo Shot is a robotic camera. Really what happens is the referee wears an RFD tag. The camera follows him around. I've got the microphone plugged into him. The audio of the referee is recorded. He gets a clip of it. He looks at it. I posed a couple of questions. I want him to look at a couple things that he did wrong, or one thing that he did wrong, and I want to look at the things that he did well in. And that was his task. So we also use, everybody knows about Advantage, right? That Richard Every has created and is. So Advantage is a great system. One of the things that you can do is code video. As a coach, I'll look at it. As a teacher, I can take that information that I've shared with the referee and look at it. Now, I'm going to show this clip, okay, and I let the referee know that I was going to do this. And what I did is I asked the referee, are you okay if I share this information? Because now what I can do is take that information in Advantage, take a screenshot, a screen recording of it, post it on this classroom. Now everybody has access to it. So everybody has the opportunity to look at the development that occurred for him, because I guarantee that other people have seen this information and seen this.
Morning, everybody.
Sorry.
We are going to be looking at some lineup video from a recent match involving C. Davis.
This is my office. I don't really do work in my office, so this is what I do in my work.
At the lineouts. We had pulled some video footage from Federal's recent game, and I wanted to show that. I'm not going to provide any commentary other than to post this in the LMS and ask for some feedback related to what your view is on the lineout and the process for setting up the lineout. We're going to show those videos. Forgive me, in the process, we're pulling together all the video footage, so it does work quite well, but you are going to have some gaps. I apologize for that. Not professional video.
So take a look at what white is doing, blue is doing in the video in regards to the lineouts.
What I want you to look at is the takeaway of setting up and look at it in relation to establishing a fair contest of the lineout.
Okay, and I can stop there. You see what he's doing? What was the referee doing that is denying a contest? Correct. So he's denying that fair contest for the simple fact that he's allowing the team to come up without pausing to figure out. So the defense doesn't have an opportunity to figure out and match where they're going to contest. They don't know who's going to be thrown to. They don't know. They know the number of participants, but there's no gap. There's no established gap. Real easy fix. Okay. But what I did with this system is because I can show it now, and now all of a sudden it becomes a learning opportunity for other referees. I posed the same questions, and every referee saw it, and now they recognize, hey, all I need to do is create a little bit of a pause to allow that defense to match where they're going to be. There are lots of other things that I can do with the LMS. I push a referee. I push 2 referee law questions every day. Referees can choose to engage in them. They can choose not to. The mobile app, if you download the mobile app, Google Classrooms, it'll notify you when those law quizzes have been posted. I post them every day at 6 o'clock. What I found is that referees would sit for 20 minutes and do a law, but I want them to think about law every day. So pushing that content, they can choose to do it. They can choose to engage at the time. They can choose to do it, but it's always there. It's a real simple, easy way for referees to think about the law. For me, I've already got the questions. It's just posting them and then submitting them. And again, this technology is all free. So, like I said, I'll send you the links to this. Those are all the technologies that we've demonstrated. The most expensive one is the Solo Shot. It's about $800. It's a good system. One of the things that we need to do a better job of is getting referee video, particularly young referees. It's the best tool. You can't yell at. You see yourself. You self-reflect. You can't ignore it. But we don't get enough. We don't get enough quality video. Any questions?
I think we have a real full-time job, right?
Yeah.
On your kickoff,
Mhm.
what do you do with the classroom work?
Classroom work is mostly field work. So it's where to position yourself at tackle, where do you position yourself at line out, where do you position yourself at kickoff, those things.
This isn't L1.
No, it's not the L1.
Just like
No, the
regular training.
L1 is just a certification. It's not development. It gives you a piece of paper that says, yes, you're safe to do it. But they're not safe. Let's be honest. You need to practice reffing. So the level 1 gives you that piece of paper that says you can referee. It's not development. And referee societies have to own the fact that you are responsible for developing a referee. My job is to get them to the national level or get them to where they want to be. Okay? You want to be a competent referee? Great. I can get you there. You want to be a national panel referee? Great. I'll get you to the point where I can push you off to somebody else and let them be your problem.
My question is, so it's not the L1 tournament that you put on.
No.
Where you combine it. It's a kickoff tournament for all of your referees, and you have make it a 3-day event.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Any other questions? I'm getting a yellow card, so it must mean my time is up. Won't be the first time I've gotten yellow cards. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to take that number down, post it in there. I'll send all this information. I'm hopeful that the screenshot worked and the video is there so you can share this with the other societies. If you're not a society member, if you're a college player, college club, and you want your referee societies to do a better job, email them that. Let them know about it. Okay. Thank you for your time. Thank you. Oh, thank you very much. That's all right. Thank you.
Thank you for
Thanks.
contributing. It was great to see.
Thanks.
Hey,
Yeah.
If I want to be part of the app, if I want to be included in the
Hang on.
app process,
Let me shut this off real quick.
Hold on 1 second. I need that.
like get that app.
Mhm.
What app are you referring to?
Remind.
Okay.
Are you talking about the text message?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just look up your union or.
Yes. Well, if you took that number, I'll send this stuff to you.
Oh, okay.
So I'll send it out tonight.
Awesome. That'd be fun.
Yep.
Thanks.
Thanks. Thank you.
Eric Hack from Missouri.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
What's that? LRO. Local referee organization.
National Development Summit 18.
Yeah. National Development Summit 18.
I've been trying to drum up business, but it's been,
Yeah.
what should I say, sparse.
I mean, honestly, I'll read the book every once in a while. No, it's boring.
Yeah.